Okay, today I'm very happy to have a guest with us who is going to share a wealth of information on organizational well-being, burnout, and kind of his journey to bringing mental health into the corporate space. So I would like to introduce you, Andrew Nett. Andrew, welcome, and please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Megan. Thank you for having me. I'm a licensed clinical social worker working at an organization in West Bend called Delta Defense, providing mental health services for the company, really as kind of a perk of their employment. So we see this as a preventative measure, helping employees be well at work. But we also know that that wellness translates to their personal lives at home, and that's kind of the dual mission that we have here in providing that. So that's a little bit about what we're doing here in Wisconsin at Delta Defense.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about your social work journey, how you ended up in this space, or how your work has evolved to move into this space?
Absolutely. I started with a bachelor's degree in social work, just like everybody else. I got hired on at a sexual assault service provider, which is where I did my internship, and worked there for a little while and knew that I wanted to go on and get a master's degree. Ended up getting into a part-time program, and so I was working at a psychiatric hospital on the side while I was getting my master's degree. I interned at a county mental health Department of Health and Human Services while I was doing my degree, and then when I graduated, I got hired at a private practice. Worked at the private practice for probably 4 or 5 years, got my lcsw, working with a pretty wide variety. I did not want to be a specialist. I love the variety that social work provides. And so everything from kids to adults, couples, individuals, groups, families. I ran an intensive outpatient program for a couple of those years. And then ultimately ended up getting connected with the organization just through my supervisor, and it being kind of a local organization. We know some of the leadership and whatnot, and they offered a position here that was very similar to what I was doing at the clinic, but just provided a little more work-life balance and things that were interesting for me personally. So I took that as a jump or a step out of the norm. I thought I would be at private practice forever, but again, just really embracing the variety that the social work field provides to us. So, and I've been here for a little over 2 years now.
Excellent. So I know that you do a lot around employee well-being. So tell me a little bit about your role. This seems kind of an interesting position that you have, and it seems that this is maybe not the typical social work role, but it's really great, I think, to see how mental health and social work services are moving into other non-traditional spaces. So can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing at Delta and how this ties into employee well-being?
Absolutely. We love this service. It's a free service for all employees. There's two licensed clinical social workers here at the organization providing what we call life coaching, just to destigmatize the whole help-seeking process here. But essentially, we're providing the same individual and group coaching that we provided at the clinic locally to all of our employees. A couple different changes. Obviously, we're not billing insurance. It's during their workday, so people will literally stop what they're doing. They'll end one meeting and they'll come into our office and have a very different self-focused coaching session. And then the other thing is we do about a 30-minute appointment instead of a full hour, just so that we're able to see more of the employees. Depending if there's certain situations or if we're doing some like EMDR trauma work, obviously we can extend that. We have a lot of autonomy there, but just really trying to meet the needs of our individual employees. So free service, it's completely confidential. We follow all the same HIPAA guidelines and everything. We have a electronic health record system that we use the exact same way that we did when we were working at a private clinic. But the big thing is that we're reducing all of those barriers to people seeking help. So if you think about the cost, you think about access, Stigma is a really huge one. And Delta Defense has really embraced life coaching as part of its culture. And so what I mean by that is I've got an office here, and right out my doors, really the rest of the company. And there were people from all levels of the organization walk in and out of my office all day long. And so it's really become a common thing and a widely accepted thing. Um, I kind of joke about people talking about it like the anti-stigma, like, well, why aren't you going to life coaching? Which is a really cool thing to see, just how much people are or open to talking about their mental well-being. And I call that kind of the preventative approach, because in many cases we are able to catch things on a smaller scale before they get to that larger level.
That's awesome. And it seems like this company obviously puts mental health as a top priority if they have staff on site. How you talked about a few things about how you are destigmatizing mental health, calling it life coaching. How do you let employees know about your services, or how do you encourage people to come, and how is that kind of embedded in the work culture?
Yeah, we're huge on culture. This organization has um, consistently won best places to work in the Milwaukee area, in the Wisconsin state, and we're kind of going more national now too, just with everything going that direction. But we are injected into the fabric of this organization. Every onboarding class, so as we bring new employees in, life coaches will go in and talk to that group. So my coworker and I, the other LCSW, go in and have a conversation with the group of new hires. There might be 5, there might be 25, and we will share the wide variety of services that we provide to the organization. We explain it's 100% confidential, it's 100% free. We're here to talk about work stuff, we're here to talk about personal stuff, whatever it is going on in your life. The focus really is to be a better you. We're not trying to prove anything, we're trying to improve ourselves. And that's a strong message that we carry out throughout the whole company. So that's one way that we're kind of talking and advocating for this service. The other thing that we do publicly every morning, Monday through Friday, we have a channel in our internal network here, Slack. I'm sure many of your viewers have heard of Slack. We have a culture channel, and one of us will put a blog post in there every single day. And so Mondays is Motivational Monday, Tuesday is Toolbox Tuesday, Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday, Thursday is Thankful Thursday, and Friday is Fun Fact Friday. So each day there's something that drops in that channel for people to absorb, people to read, and really begin their day with this well-being. And then the last thing that we do in this kind of space is every Thursday we have a meeting, all staff meeting. We actually call it the oh shit meeting. And the concept of this meeting is for us to ask questions to the president or the CEO, and to get him to say oh shit. So coming up with innovative ideas or challenging him. And this has really grown to a large part of understanding the business, and there's company-wide communications and everything that happened during that meeting every week. And one of the pieces is a mental health minute. And so again, we have several minutes to get up in front of the entire company and teach a particular tool or concept or philosophy that helps us be better, to improve our well-being. So those are kind of the ways that we're really injected into the fabric of the organization. Again, because we know that being healthy and well is part of the challenge that we all face as human beings. It doesn't matter if you have a diagnosis or not.
Mhm.
It's really important that we're striving for that. And so it's part of our DNA. It's something that we talk about. Our leadership talks about it all the time. And I think from the top down, when that happens, it very quickly is absorbed into the normal part of being at this company.
I was thinking of that top down approach because oftentimes, just from different workplaces I've worked in, maybe you get a one-time employee wellness training and then that's that. You never hear about it again. So I
Mhm.
love that it's not only you have these weekly meetings, but daily.
I hope you enjoyed this social work CEU preview from Agents of Change. If you're looking to complete this CEU or for more great continuing education content, please visit www.agentsofchangetraining.com. With Agents of Change Training, you get unlimited access to 150 plus ASWB approved continuing education courses for one low annual fee. We also have 5 free CEU credits available too. Check it out at www.agentsofchangetraining.com.